Hola, mi nombre es Gustavo Landeira, soy profesor de Ciencias Sociales, trabajo en 2 escuelas públicas de la ciudad de Paraná y en este caso, junto con la profesora Nazarena Calí, trabajamos un proyecto sobre una lectura relacionada con un escritor argentino llamado Osvaldo Soriano. La novela se llama Cuarteles de Invierno. Junto con la profesora trabajamos, ella desde inglés en 6º año y quien les habla desde literatura argentina. Un poco sería la idea de compartir con ustedes todo lo que se refiere a la historia en sí, relacionada con Argentina en un determinado proceso histórico. Ojalá que les guste. Les mando un saludo.
Hello, I am Nazarena, the teacher of English of the 6th year group in Lomas del Mirador. These are my students, Milagros, Joaquín, Mica, Nair, Jasmine, Ludmila, and Fiorella is not here today. We are working with the literature teacher, Gustavo, and these students on a story called Cuarteles de Invierno. Rocha is one of the characters, and we are going to tell you the story now.
Hi, my name is Ludmila. I am 18 years old. I am a student in 6th year at Lomas del Mirador School in Paraná, Argentina.
Hi, I am Micaela. I'm 20 years old. I am a student in the 6th year at Lomas del Mirador School in Paraná, Argentina.
Hi, my name is Nair. I am 17 years old. I am a student in the 6th year at Lomas del Mirador School in Paraná, Argentina.
My name is Joaquín. I am 20 years old. I am a student in 6th year at Loma del Mirador School in Paraná, Argentina.
My name is Jasmine. I am 18 years old. I am a student in the 6th year at Lomas del Mirador School in Paraná, Argentina.
Hi, my name is Milagros. I am 17 years old. I am a student in the 6th year at Lomas del Mirador School in Paraná, Argentina.
The story takes place in a fictional village in Buenos Aires in times of the last Argentina de facto government. The main characters are Andrés Galván, a tango singer, and Tony Rocha, a boxer. They arrive to Colonia Vela by train. Galván is welcome and only needs to use his identification. Rocha is bodily checked by soldier. He is huge. These 2 celebrities have been invited for the village anniversary celebration. They leave the station to find a hostel. Galvan and Rocha are in an inn. Rocha dances like the room. They move to a room with a window, but it is more expensive. They go to a restaurant. Rocha wants to be noticed. Galvan, no. There is an incident with the waiter. Rocha tells his anecdote with Cassius Clay. A doctor pays their dinner. It is Ezequiel Avila Gallo, and he invites them to drink. They walk to the doctor's house. He tells them about what has happened in the village. The doctor introduces Marta, his daughter. The doctor tells them why he hired them. Rocha is attracted by Marta. He asks for a boxer role. Galvan has a headache and leaves Rocha alone. He goes for a walk. Rocha wakes Galvan and brings an admirer, Romerito. Galvan tries to head him out and does not seize. Rocha falls asleep and does not care about the Galvan situation. Romerito tells his wife starts to play the guitar and sings terribly, so Rocha wakes up, shows Romerito out for the room. Rocha complains to Galvan, although he actually brought him.
In the morning, they go to Mass. Rocha goes, but Galvan does not. He goes to a cafe and describes the town. In the cafe, he meets Hall come from the Mass. Rocha tells Galvan that the doctor is angry because he found out about the painted walls. They go out, but the guards approach for an autograph. Galvan refuses and a conflict breaks out before it becomes serious. They stop the cops before they left. They hit Rocha's hand and setres Galvan. The protagonist talk. Galvan recommends leaving and Rocha refuses. The doctor arrives with the commissar. They fake Rocha away. Some soldiers come for Galvan and they take him to the barracks. There are many controls. General Suarez tells him he will not sin and Galvan leaves.
Galvan arrives at the inn and discovers that his things were checked. Before he ran into Romero, he was happy. Galvan packs his things, pays the lady, and goes for coffee. There he meets the doctor and claims his money. He leaves, gets his suitcase, and goes to the station. Before arriving, Mingo warns him that the Falcon men are waiting for him, so he hides in Mingo's house. Mingo tells Galvan to escape through the countryside.
Dear man, interrogates Mingo, a homeless man, about Galvan. Mingo pretends he does not know and he goes back to his ranch. He decides to help Galvan escape through the field. On their way, they find an overthrown plane and crosses around it. Mingo said that the milicos come to carry out the crosses, but someone always pulls them back. Galvan realizes Rocha's opponent is an army officer, and the fight is arranged. Galvan decides to return toward Rocha and with his money. They return to the town and go to a house. A large part of the officers and soldiers are in that place. Avila Gallo, the doctor, is also there, but Rocha is not. Mingo distracts the soldier while Galvan enters the building. An officer almost recognizes him. He continues his way. Galvan finally meets Mingo and convinces him to go together to see Rocha.
Galvan sees Rocha approach and goes to meet him. They go to a cafe and Galvan asks if she can be his manager. Rocha accepts, but in exchange for a serenade for Marta, the doctor's daughter, whom he intends to marry. Both rest in the pension. Galvan notifies the doctor and then Marta. Violent men enter the pension. They start a fight, so they are both beaten. After being threatened, one of them throws Mingo's hat on him and they realize that these men murdered him. After this, the protagonists go to Mingo's house and find him hanged. They eat something and start talking about what happened and what will happen.
The men enter the room violently. A fight begins. They hit Rocha and Galvan. Rocha punches on, but he is attacked. An armed man throws Mingo's hat. They have murdered Mingo. Galvan and Rocha go to Mingo's ranch. They fight him hard. They put him on the floor. They go for lunch. They talk about the situation. The protagonists go to the doctor's house. Rocha wants to see Marta and look for the bag. They do not find her. A lady gives him the purse and tells him that they went to a gala. They go and Rocha asks Galvan what is gala. He explains and they go to the theater. Upon arrival, Rocha is deciding to ask they had to the doctor. Enter the theater. The show is finalized and is applauded. Sepúlveda goes up and is challenged by Rocha. They'll try to take it out and ask for Marta. Italia.
After calling Maria, Rocha is taken to the theater. Marta runs to Galvan, sad, and Avila Gallo appears and orders her to get back to her seat. She obeys reluctantly. The doctor talks with Galvan about what is going to happen. Galvan then leaves the theater and meets Rocha across the street. They talk and walk on the way to the club where the fight will be. When they get to the club, lots of people are waiting. Rocha and Galvan go to the changing room and Rocha defies Galvan to be his manager. Rocha wants to fight with his own gloves, so Galvan talks with the opponent boxer and the referee and they accept Rocha's gloves. On the way to the ring, Rocha asks Galvan not to give up, no matter what, and Galvan accepts.
When Rocha heads on the ring, the crowd is not happy, but they clap Sepúlveda, the opponent boxer. Suddenly, a helicopter flies over the ring. When the fight begins, Rocha sees his rival is good, but he wins the first round. It starts to rain and Sepúlveda sleeps. The helicopter flies over the ring round and round. Sepúlveda recovers and finally knocks out Rocha. Galvan takes Rocha out of the ring.
While the crowd celebrates Sepúlveda's victory, Galvan takes Rocha out of the club and they go to the hospital. In the hospital, there isn't a doctor at the moment. Rocha is in a very bad condition, but there is no one to take care of him. The person in charge is not even a nurse, he's just a soldier. Galvan phones Maria and Avila Rocha, but no one comes. Rocha needs a tracheotomy. Galvan and the soldier do it, but a moment later another victim arrives and he also needs a tracheotomy. So the soldier gets the tube in Rocha's throat and inserts it into the new patient. Galvan decides to take Rocha out of the town. He runs into Gary Cooper and asks him for help. Galvan takes Rocha to the train station. The man in charge of the station helps Galvan take Rocha into the train. Galvan tries to find Rocha's address in his clothes, but finds nothing, and the train just leaves.